பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ் அட்மிட் கொடுக்கலாமா சார்?
அட்மிட் கொடுங்கம்மா. எவ்வளோ பேர் வந்திருக்காங்க?
18 இருக்காங்க சார்.
80
18 இப்போ 23 இருக்காங்க சார்.
கொடுங்க. போயிட்டாராமா?
வரல சார்.
இது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். Madam, good morning. Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, madam. Fine, madam. Another few minutes we will start, madam.
Okay, sir. Done.
We are waiting for our member secretary. He is on the way. He will join soon. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Sir, வணக்கம் sir. வாங்க போறேன். Sir, அவங்களுக்கு நம்மளுக்கு stress தானே கொடுக்குது. அப்படியா? 25,000 20,000. ஆமா. அது கடைசியா 1,00,000 ரூபாய் கூடிரும் போல. என்ன சார்? நேற்றுக்கு
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Very sorry, some little bit delay. Okay, let us start, sir. All are here?
Yes, One second, sir.
Madam.
Ramchandran. First speaker, Dr. Anuradha Madam வந்துட்டாங்களான்னு கேட்க சொன்ன லதாட்ட
சீனிவாசன் சார் வணக்கம்.
வணக்கம் வணக்கம்.
கேட்டாங்களா? எம்எஸ் வந்துட்டாரு. அது வந்து அவங்க வந்துட்டாங்கன்னா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாமே. அவன்கிட்ட பேசிட்டீங்களா? அதான் வந்துட்டேன். குட் மார்னிங் மேடம். டாக்டர் அனுராதா மேடம். Sir, shall we start, sir?
Yeah, yes, we can start.
Very good morning to one and all. We are very happy to welcome for this 7th meeting in the series of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, celebration of Vigyan Utsav, initiated by Department of Science and Technology and conducted by all the state councils of science and technology. Today, the Tamil Nadu State Council for Science and Technology is very happy to host this meeting, and the topic for this meeting is a very, very important topic, which is women in SNT and SNT for women. We will be hearing from very tall learned figures from various spectrums of science and technology activities. Before that, I would like to hand over to our member secretary for welcome address and his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As a part of celebration of 75th year of independence, our Honorable Prime Minister initiated this program being conducted by various ministries of Government of India. As per the above initiative, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India has been catalyzing the organization of program called Vigyan Utsav in association with all the state councils of science and technology spread throughout the country. As you are aware, Vigyan Utsav is being organized in several themes from September 2021 to August 2022. This is a 7th one series of program being organized by the council as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav Vigyan Utsav under the aegis of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India on the theme Women in SNT and SNT for Women. On behalf of Tamil Nadu State Council for Science and Technology, I am happy to welcome the dignitaries, officials, especially scientists from DST, other scientists, researchers, and participants for this program from various educational and research institutions from our state and from other state. I also welcome Dr. Devapriya Datta, advisor, Dr. Resmi Sharma, scientist TF, Dr. Ravikant Prajpai, and other dignitaries in this webinar. I welcome Dr. Anuradha Dhanasekaran, Director, Educational Multimedia Research Center, Anna University, who will be making keynote address on women in science and technology and science and technology for women. I welcome Dr. A. Nyanamani, Principal Scientist, Biological Materials Laboratory, Central Lidar Research Institute, Chennai, who will be giving special address on women in SNT and SNT for women. I also welcome Mrs. Shanti Sridhar, Director, Platform Engineer, Chennai, who is going to address on the role of women in SND in ICT industry, that is Information Communication Technology. I welcome Dr. P.B. Haradi, Assistant Professor, PSGR Krishnamal College for Women, Coimbatore, who will be making a presentation on empowering women by imparting skills in biotechnology and share her institutional experience through DST project on Rural Technology Park. I welcome Dr. S. Bharati, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Dr. Mahalingam College of Engineering and Technology, Pollachi, who will be making a presentation on empowering women by imparting skills in engineering and share her institutional experience through DST project on Rural Technology Park. I also welcome Dr. M. Anasiya, Professor of Physics, Register Indira Ganesan Institutions, Trichy, who will be making a presentation on women in science and technology. The council, I also welcome all the vibrant participants and learned teaching faculty for this important program. The council is being an autonomous body functioning under the Department of Higher Education of Government of Tamil Nadu, is playing an important role to lead, catalyst, direct and conduct research programs in all areas of science and technology, including indigenous technology, utilizing the excellent infrastructure and manpower facilities available with our state academic and research institutions. For this purpose, the Council is implementing a total of 15 S&D programs aimed at research and development of scientific manpower, and taking the benefits of science and technology to various sections of the society, including scientists, researchers, industry, farmer, self-help members, women, and others. In all the schemes of the Council, care has been taken to ensure that women are provided with equal opportunity. For example, in Young Student Scientist Program, one of the guidelines provided by the Council is to select 50% of the participants from girl students. Likewise, wherever it is possible, we have ensured equity for women. In this meeting, we have tried to showcasing the contribution of women scientists in our state for research and development and their role in empowering fellow women from various walks of life, such as researchers, students, fisherwomen, self-help group members, and others. We will be hearing about women in S&T and S&T for women from scientists and researchers from Anna University, Central Leather Research Institute, ICT Industry, PSGR Krishnamal College for Women, Coimbatore, Dr. Mahalingam College of Engineering and Technology, Pollachi, Indira Ganesan Institution, Tiruchirappalli. I am sure all the participants will be thrilled to hear from the experts about how our state scientists and the institutions have contributed for enabling successful career in science and technology for women, and also about empowering various sections of the society through S&D inputs. The need of the hour is to understand the requirements of our girl students right from the school days and nurture them properly, as well as motivate them to take up science and technology as their career. Find out ways and means to apply them to the present day problems and issues, design suitable schemes and programs for women to take up research and other scientific careers during their different stages of life, even through their maybe a break during their studies on the job. Overall device methods and means for equitable inclusion of women in S&T, so that we are able to harness the women power for the benefit of our state and country. I also want to tell about some of the important things which are available in DST and other funding agencies. Looking into their lives, we can understand how they hold themselves composed and yet manage to do hard as well as smart work. Few of them are Janaki Ammal, 1897 to 1984, the first Indian scientist to receive the Padma Shri Award in 1972, who went on to occupy the reputed post of the Director General of the Botanical Survey of India. Kalpana Chawla and Dr. Soumya Swaminathan, Chief Scientist, World Health Organization. Kiran Shah, Chairman and Managing Director, Biocon Limited. Speaking of the gender equality, it is supposed to be providing equal opportunity rather than expecting equal behaviors. Women need to be appreciated for their own special capabilities, and also they themselves have to realize that the best thermometer to the progress of nation is its treatment of its women, Vivekananda. There are numerous women-specific schemes, initiatives by government in S&D sector. Very briefly, I want to tell about this. Gender Advancement for Transforming Institutions, that is GATI, considering the need of gender advancement in STEM, STEMM area at institutional level, and the GATI programs now launched by the Department of Science and Technology, DST. Women Scientist Scheme, Kiran, knowledge involvement in research advancement through nurturing. Women are an important section of the workforce, more particularly in the science and technology S&D domain. However, a large number of well-qualified women get left out of the S&D activities due to various circumstances, which are usually typical to the gender. The challenges faced by them are several, but most often the break in career arises out of motherhood and family responsibility. To address such issues, Department of Science and Technology launched the Women Scientist Scheme during 2002 to 2003. This initiative primarily aimed at providing opportunities to women scientists and technologists between the group of 27 to 57 years who had a break in their career but decided to return to mainstream. Through this endeavor of department, concerned efforts have been made to give women a strong foothold into the scientific profession, help them re-enter into the mainstream, and to provide a launchpad for further forays into the field of science and technology. Women Scientist Scheme A, Research in Basic and Applied Science. Women Scientist B, Scheme B, S&D Interventions for Societal Benefits. Women Scientist Scheme C, Internship in Intellectual Property Rights for the Self-Employment. Consolidating of University Research for Innovation and Excellence in Women, CURIE, CURIE, was launched in 2009 to strengthen R&D infrastructure of women-only universities. This unique model of support has held to significant increase in number of quality publications, including papers in journals of repute by the faculty and the researchers of beneficiary universities. Vigyan Jyoti, a dedicated program for girl students to pursue their career in science, engineering, and technology. The program aims to encourage and inspire girl students to pursue higher education and become self-reliant, and also offer exposure for girl students coming from rural background to help understand how to plan their journey from school to college and thereafter from research to a job of their choice in the field of science. Women Technology Park, I think another two experts will talk about this. And another one is Biotechnology Career Advancement and Reorientation Program, BioCare for women scientists. In an attempt to enhance the participation of women scientists in biotechnology research, the Department of Biotechnology launched a Biotechnology Career Advancement and Reoriented Program for women scientists. The program is mainly for career development of employed, unemployed women scientists up to 55 years of age, for whom it is the first extramural research grant. The scheme is open for all areas of licenses. IP Office, privilege of women in patent application process. According to the Patent Amendment Rules 2019, if the applicant is a natural person and at least one of the applicants is a female, the applicant gets the privilege to apply for expedited examination, that is to speed up the process. On this, in this occasion, I also congratulate all the women scientists, and last 8th, throughout our India, throughout our country, each and every department has celebrated Women's Science Day, so that a lot of vibrance is coming up. I thank all the expert members who have immediately accepted our invitation, and all the participants. I once again thank you all. Now I request Mr. Ramasamy to take up further. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful welcome address and opening remarks, setting the stage for this important meeting. Now it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Anuradha Dhanasekaran. She is a specialist in biochemistry, holding degrees in MSc, MPhil and PhD, and also MBA in General Management. Madam is a professor of Center for Biotechnology principally, and at present heads the Educational Multimedia Research Center in the capacity as director. And the area of expertise include stem cell technology, tissue engineering, angiogenesis, cell signaling, hypoxia, cardiovascular therapy, cancer biology, etc. Started a career as a biochemist and as a researcher worked in various institutions in abroad also. She worked in Medical College of Wisconsin, Milwaukee for about 10 years, then switched over to India for further career. Principal investigator for several research projects and co-investigator for even more number of research projects. Right now, 2 projects are ongoing. Recipient of many awards, including our own Tamil Nadu Scientist Award from the Council and Government of Tamil Nadu. Then guided more than 8 research students for their successful completion of PhD, and at present guiding 6 more students. Guided many number of MS students and MTech and BTech students. Given various lectures, number of more than 100 invited lectures in various institutions on various topics in science and technology, organized 12 conferences, published more than 121 international publications. Citation index is 2619 with H index 25 and I10 index 45. So the list goes on and on. For want of time, I am restricting myself. It is our pleasure and privilege to invite you, madam, for this important meeting. Thank you very much for being here for this wonderful occasion. Over to you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Morning to Member of Secretary, Professor Srinivasan, sir. Thank you, Dr. Ramaswamy, for giving such a wonderful introduction. I hope you are able to hear me.
Yes, we are hearing.
Oh.
Yes.
So thanks for this opportunity. I will just start my presentation. It says open system preferences.
You are sharing the screen, madam?
Yeah, I'm trying to share, but
Gomadi, you just help her.
no, I just download. Just give me 1 second.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
It says some firewall or something, so I'll just. I want to share my screen. It says some firewall or something.
Can you access the share content option?
Gomadi, can you help to some extent? You are having the presentation.
Yes, sir.
அவங்களுடைய பிரசன்டேஷன் இருந்தா நீங்களே ஷேர் பண்ணுவீங்களா? பட் அங்க இருந்தா அவங்க ஈஸியா பண்ணிக்குவாங்க.
Yes, sir. So I will help her to. Ma'am, Anuradha ma'am.
Yes.
Can you access the share content option, ma'am?
I'm share thingy, but it's asking me to open system preferences, and then when you go to the check, it opens that dialog box of security and privacy. And when I click on that Cisco web meetings, it says you'll be able to record the contents of the screen until it is quit. So then I click
Some
later.
settings from in your system, I think.
Oh,
Or if you can send the PPT, I will share from here, ma'am.
okay, I'll do that. I'll do that, ma'am. Okay, I'll do that. To that MS email, no, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll do that.
If Madam, if the content is having more slides, it is better to send it in Gmail, tncouncil@gmail.com.
Okay, sir. 1 second.
That will be more quick rather than NAC thing.
Maybe because this maybe in Anna University they have some firewall or something.
Firewall, exactly, yes, ma'am.
We use the Teams all the time.
Okay. Madam, may I suggest
I have given the email ID to in your chat box.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, the one that I received, right? So I'll.
Yes, ma'am. TNCouncil18@gmail.com. I sent it to you privately.
It's coming as a Google link. We all the time have been using Zoom and Teams. We've never done WebEx. I did WebEx when we were in lockdown at home. So there we didn't have any firewall. Here, I guess it's not letting me do it.
I have just shared it, ma'am.
It has come.
Yeah, I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it. Yeah, I'm sharing it as a Google Drive link because.
Yes, I have shared the PPT.
Yeah. It's taking forever. Last error maybe right now.
Download it and then save it. And
I sent it. I sent the mail. I sent the mail.
Yes, ma'am. Let me check.
Yeah.
Haven't received, ma'am.
Sorry?
I haven't received it.
Doctor, if you have any problem, shall we go for another speaker? Then you get ready. Both you get ready.
That will make sense, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That will make sense.
I
I'll go
request
next.
Dr. Jnanamani to present. Ramaswamy,
Okay.
sir. you just can have a next to.
Yes, thank you very
Just
much.
introduce Dr. Jnanamani. Meanwhile, Gomadi and Madam will coordinate and they will get ready.
Right, okay. It is our pleasure and privilege to invite Dr. A. Jnanamani, Head and Senior Principal Scientist, Microbiology Division of CSAR CLRI, and she is also a professor in Academy of Scientific and Industrial Research of CSAR, a nodal officer for COVID-19, the academic research and experience employment, more than 24 years of academic and research experience. The specialized area is environment and healthcare. Many awards and recognitions and achievements by Dr. Jnanamani Madam. Received a Women Icon Award for the year 2019 and the Tamil Nadu Scientist Award from the Council of Science and Technology, Government of Tamil Nadu. Then DBT Overseas Fellowship Award, Tata Innovative Fellowship Award, like that. There are many awards and published 201 research papers in national and international journals, contributed 9 chapters in books, and having a H index of 32 and I-10 index of 97. External projects, more than 10 number of external projects, member of various university boards, Board of Studies, Pondicherry, Sastra, Satyabama, Anna University, Karpagam and other colleges, doctoral committee member for various research students from various institutions like Anna University, Madras University, VIT, SRM, etc. Research advisor for many institutions like CSIR, DBT and all that. A number of PhDs completed, 19 so far. Ongoing is 7. 14 patents have been filed and technology transferred 2 numbers. Product developed 4 numbers. Patent granted 3 numbers. So the list goes on and on. It is our pleasure and privilege to invite Dr. Jnanamani for this gathering. Please, madam.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Shall I start?
Yes, screen is also visible. Please go ahead, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. First of all, I like to thank the organizers for giving me the great opportunity to talk on science and technology for women. And it's a great opportunity. And before going, my topic of today's presentation is mainly on the technology innovation in biomaterial development for healthcare. This is my topic. It's mainly involving the kind of what are the technologies that have been developed by our group, and then how it can be beneficial to human society. So the next one is, sir, is it visible, sir? Can I host?
You can go visible. That is display.
Madam, can you make it 100%, madam?
Yeah, is it okay?
Now it's okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. 1 second, sir. My keyboard immediately gone down. Okay, CSAR, just to give some brief introduction on CLRI. CLRI is Central Leather Research Institute under the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, New Delhi. And CLRI play a major role in academic research as well as training and industry. And for academic, we are collaborating with the Anna University for giving degree in technology and PG degree. For research, we are collaborating with the Madras University and with so many number of other research programs. And training, we are the leading institute in giving training with reference to data processing and biological materials concern. And industry, we have a lot of collaboration with the industries for technological innovations and the service to the industries. And there are various departments like biological sciences, chemical sciences, weather technology, and environmental technology. All these divisions are involved in major research and the fundamental research, as well as applied research to support the industry, as well as to support the society in a large manner. And CSAR CLRI is open for research in all disciplines, including artificial intelligence and bioinformatics. and the students are free to approach the respective scientists and can participate in the ongoing research. A demand-based research is always welcome, like COVID-19, pandemic situation management, flood management, and other management systems. So Stellar is topmost point is topmost in research institute to support the industry. And I think coming to the point, today we are talking about women in science and technology. Day before yesterday only, as our member secretary talk about the Women's Day celebration, we have celebrated the International Men's Day under the theme gender equality. And most of the speakers everywhere, wherever the program has been organized, the participants and the inviter speakers talk about women is more powerful and have more talents and sharpness in executing the work. But the power and talents are not fully exploited in the case of science and technology development. If we can provide an opportunity, then we will see the rapid growth in technology and economic development. As stated by our Prime Minister, we are in need of scientific inventions and technological improvements which need our country at greater level. But the sustainability of the sustainable development will be achieved only if we have gender equality in science and technology, education, training, and information communication and marketing. So these are the basic things we need to have. And women participation in science and technology ensures great innovation and discovery. And the recent report on research and development statistics saying that only 16.6% 6% women researchers are directly engaged in R&D activities. This is a sad situation. We have to improve our percentage in such a way that, and we are all here to support the women researcher or young women scientists to come up in their own research and technology developments. Now coming to the point of our own my own topic of research, I can start with the saying from our Sangam period. One poet like Avayar, no etra valve, kuraivattra selva. What does it mean is disease plus pain free. Disease, do we have disease, whether we can able to moksha or pain free life to reach moksha? Is it possible? What he said is, Aritharis monitor Adal Aridu, monitor Ainum Kun Purud Sevid, paid Ningi Pratal Aridu, paid Ningi Piranda Kalayum, Yanamum Kalvium Nayatal Aridu, Yanamum Kalvium Nayanda Kalayum, Danamum Davamum Dan Sail Aridu, Danamum Davamum Dan Savarayum, Vanavar Nadu, Valitiran. This is the great quiet statement. What does it mean? That our life in this earth is a great gift to us. So this has been said by Avayar during 6th century. What does it exactly mean? That it is a rare gift for the soul to born as a human, because the human body is a kind of human being. Having birth as a human is a great gift, and having the human body without any disease like blind or deaf is also a rare gift. And it's a very rare to be gifted with the right education and knowledge. And it is very rare to be gifted to live the life by giving charity to poor and doing finance or to think about God. If a person can have everything, certainly he will reach moksha. This has been told long before by our Avayar. But today, whether we are giving that much of importance to our body is quite questionable. And we know that the human body is an amazing machine. It has the ability to repair itself. It can fight off attacking microorganisms and adapt to a variety of situations. A single cell has been evolved in such a way as a human body, and it has a kind of self-assembled system where the assembly. Shall I go? Hello? Hello? Are you hearing? Is it audible?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. I request all our participants to kindly mute themselves so that we can hear from the speakers. Thank you. Madam, please go ahead, madam.
So our body system is a self-assembled system. The self-assembly took place in a right way, where the nose will be placed, where the ear will be placed, where the hands and the fingers will be placed. If it is not directed self-assembly, then the next image, whatever it has been, it will be like a kind of this kind of tissue mass. So having life in this earth is a great gift to our body.
நீ ஆசைப்படுறதுனால நான் சாப்பிடுறேன்.
Shall I proceed?
Dear participants, I once again appeal to all of you to kindly mute. Meeting is in progress. Please kindly mute.
அதுக்காக உங்களுக்காக வேற வேற ஆன்சர் சொல்ல முடியும்.
Hello.
Shall I open? Hello.
So muted all the participants, please.
Please go ahead, madam. Please go ahead.
Coming to the health status of human, the current scenario says about communicable and non-communicable diseases. The non-communicable disease percentage is too high. How it becomes this much percentage is there. The next slide shows when we are going by ages, we are losing some of our potential body functions. For example, at the age of 24, our brain activity is slowing down. At the age of 25, there is a loss of the permanent elasticity of the skin. At the age of 35, the bone density is getting reduced. At the age of 45, there is a loss in muscle. And there, at the age of 50, there is a very good reduction in the gut bacteria. That's why all the constipation and everything has come up. And it is going on. So the functional loss is going with the age. So what will happen to that? What will happen means we need to repair so that we can have a happy life. Coming to the point of skin, this is the three-dimensional structure of the skin where you can find the first upper surface, it's called epidermis, we will call it as epidermis. And below that epidermis, we have a dermis layer. The dermis layer of animal has been completely converted into a leather product that we call it as a collagen. The whole dermal part is used for the leather manufacturing. And because we are using animal collagen, whereas in human also we have the similar kind of structure where there is any kind of destruction or the wounds or any kind of cut, the whole dermis is getting affected, and how we are going to have a repair in this. So skin repair and tissue generation will take place only in the dermal region. And when coming to the biomaterials, because today we are going to see how our own technological innovations will support this kind of repair services. And before going to the biomaterial part, I like to give some introduction on biomaterial. There are so many number of definitions are available in the biomaterials. What does it mean? Is materials used to construct artificial organs, or it can be able to replace the natural body tissues, or it may be a synthetic material used to replace the part of a living system, or a systematically or a pharmacologically inert substance designed for implantation within or incorporation with the living substances, or a non-viable material used as a medical device intended to interact with the biological system. So this is a kind of biomaterial means is a kind of material. It may be of natural, it may be of synthetic material. It can be able to replace the functional loss of our body system or body organs, where it can able to use. For example, if there is a heart failure or heart disease, or we want to have a replacement, there the functional material has this biomaterial can able to function or support the new tissue regeneration. For example, 2 months back we have read one of the developed countries, the pig heart has been placed in the human being and he is surviving. It is a great news for us because we can't able to hold the heart and we can't able to generate. Nowadays the 3D printing has come up. We can able to mimic the heart walls and functions. But before 2 months, the heart valve has been the heart has been placed to the human being from the pig heart. But now today it's a sad news that who has received that human being who has received that pig heart has passed away. But still there is a hope that we can have a heart from any other animals, so that intensive research on the technological innovations can able to provide our own body organs from any kind of the animals. Even we need a biomaterial like for eye can replace, bone can be replaced, kidney can be replaced. So where it actually need means all the biomaterial research is going to concentrate on replacing any of the loss in the body organs. For example, if you are going to talk about the history, is it new to us? No, it is not. Biometrical research is not new to us. Even from earlier civilization onwards, people have started using some alloys, metals. They are all bio-inert. They are not getting interacted with our body tissues. And it was very severe problem over there. That's why we lost some of our own human people. So we have to go for the bioactive materials. There we have to have the biodegradable polymers, and now we have to have the regenerative. Whatever the biomaterial we are going to incorporate it in our body system, it should integrate with our body system, and then it can able to mimic the new organ. And now we are going to have the cellular agriculture, where we can able to culture the organ in the in vitro conditions and can be able to replace in the body system. So this is the history of biomaterial development. And coming to the kind of what is the innovations what we have made from the LRA and what is our own research, we are concentrating collagen. As already I have shown you, here the collagen plays the major role over here, and CLRA is working on collagen. Sorry. Okay, so collagen has been extensively proved as a medical material. Why? Because this collagen is a highly biocompatible to our body system. Whatever the product, whatever the body organ, if it can able to derive from collagen, it can be highly compatible with our body system. That's why most of the research in earlier period has concentrated on collagen-based biomaterials, but generally it is animal-derived one. So that's I think CLRA, I think this kind of information is already been shared by a number of our researchers, saying that CLRA during our Kumbakonam fire accident at school, CLRA has been involved fully to provide the collagen-like membrane, collagen membrane to support or to initiate, to accelerate the healing process in the kids. And when you are going to talk about collagen, immediately our mind think about our own renowned scientist, Dr. G.N. Ramachandran, because whenever we are going to talk about DNA, immediately our mind goes with the Watson Crick, and here the triple helical part of the collagen has been revealed. The structure of complete collagen structure has been revealed by our own scientist, Dr. G.N. Ramachandran. Now we are celebrating his centenary celebration, birthday celebrations. He only revealed the structure of collagen, though he is not nominated for Nobel Prize, but his structure is still has been taken up, accepted by worldwide, and it is the basis for number of collagen-based products and the interactions for the society. When you are talking about collagen, for example, with reference to the medical material, we can see in the earlier period, during AD period, there people have started using catgut sutures. It has been taken from the intestine of the animal, and then they have made into sutures. Then after that, there is a great growth. They started using amniotic membrane. That is, after the birth of the child, the amnion has been thrown as a waste. This is a kind of a pure collagen material. That material can be used for the wound repair. And we started using in 1942. There has been the collagen-based dressing material has come up. And in 1969, the collagen-based material in the form of developing heart valves. And in 1985, we have come into acellular matrix method. Now it is possible for us to have a cadaver tissues so that we make it as a acellular and it can be able to use it for the normal lively human beings to regenerate the tissues. And 1994, we got in the recombinant collagen, and the CLR is involved in recombinant collagen material to have the like material. And after that, the tissue engineering scaffold market has opened up, and there is a large business-oriented biological material export and import system has been developed. If you can see that there is a global market is increasing day by day, and I think in future within 10 years, even nearby your pharmacy, they can sell any organ like heart, eyes, or ears, whatever you need. If it is fit to you, your body system, you can get it. This is a kind of development it has been made with reference to biological material is concerned. Okay, what is that? This biomaterial? What actually we need? We can able to get organs from the shop or any kind of thing, but it should be compatible with our body system. There, so many number of failures have come up. So what we need to be, we have to study how far it is beneficial, how far it is compatible to our body system without posing any kind of toxic or any kind of toxicity towards our body system. So hence, in order to provide a defined microenvironment, the material should be satisfied the acoustic properties. What are the properties? The material should be inert or specifically interactive, and it should be biocompatible, and it should be mechanically, chemically biodegradable, and it should be processable. For example, we can be able to manufacture, and it should not be it should not be a thromogenic, it should be non-thromogenic, and it should be sterilizable. These are the basic requirement of the biomaterial so that it can get along with the body system. I think we have a number of natural materials like natural polymers. They have been used as a biological material for replacement. For example, titanium, the bone replacement, now they are very play a very big role in kind of bone replacement, bone repair services and other things. But it has to be removed after the tissues get repaired. So there is a big difficulty over there, and various composites have come up. But what we are like to have is, we have to have a biopolymers. Why biopolymers are not compatible with the acoustic metals or ceramics? There, the stability is very less, and they have very low thermal stability. But they have highly biocompatible non-immunity. So we have to compromise in such a way that how come we can increase the stability like mechanical stability, and how it can be able to compete with the kind of metals or ceramics using biomaterials. For example, we are working on wounds. There are different kinds of wounds. There's a deep wound, surface wound, cut wounds, and infected wounds, and all those things. Even for this kind of management, we have to have a suture, and we developed a kind of suturing makes other worst scenario, and people already in pain, they suffered a lot. Instead, we found that a bioglue kind of molecule, if you can apply over there, it can be able to, there is no suturing is required, it can be able to heal the wounds nicely. And moreover, we have developed the kind of new biological material. That material can also be able to reduce the pain as well as accelerate the healing process. So our approach, what we have approached, how we have gone through our research, we want to have the natural polymers. The stability is very less, so how we can improve the stability. Then we need to have the stability means it should be highly, it needs some other supporting system like cross-linkers or stabilizers. But whenever you are going to talk about, stabilizers, only the glucuronidine has come up, because this glucuronidine has not been accepted worldwide. Like FDA has removed the use of, is not allowing the use of glucuronidine in any kind of biological material because it poses toxicity. But the cross-linking of glucuronidine with the biological material is high. It is through covalent linkages, and these covalent linkages give very good stability. That's why we started using glucuronidine. But whenever we are going to increase the concentration of any kind of this glucuronidine, whenever you are using the preparation of biological material, the material goes brittle, and most of the materials are found to be toxic. and it also releases toxic component, and the biodegradability is the major issue over there, and the cell proliferation is very less, and the thermal stability is always questionable. So we have biological material like natural polymers. If we use glutaraldehyde, then we have to face this kind of drawbacks. So what is the other choice in front of us? For example, why it is toxic means this is the kind of collagen, and here it is a chitosan. When glutaraldehyde is going to as a cross-linker or as a stabilizer, it means that it produces immune bond. This bond is not rotating, and it becomes a brittle nature to the biopolymer. So glutaraldehyde is not a suitable cross-linker to provide the stability for the natural polymer. So our major research focus on why can't we go behind covalent? Why can't we go with the non-covalent interactions so that we can able to provide the ruckusite properties? And moreover, we developed in situ self-assembly molecules which can be used as a drug carrier. And for the bioglue support, we conjugated the phenolic acids in protein. They can able to approximate the tissues. And we have developed the protein nano gels for drug delivery applications. I'm just going to brief these major inventions. Other inventions are there, but here I just restricted to 4 different inventions. Here is a non-covalent interaction we are going to talk about. Non-covalent interactions is nothing but the ionic interactions or the hydrogen interactions. They are not going to disrupt the material. There is no bond formation, it's a kind of sharing. So, and moreover, because of enthalpic attraction, the dispersion is feasible. For example, whenever the people are working with the collagen or chitosan or any kind of polymers, they need acetic acid or a kind of a solvent. Whereas, it is possible for us to dissolute collagen or chitosan in water. We can use some of the agents that can interact directly as a non-covalent interaction. Then they can able to provide the dissolution of that material in an easy manner in water. We have chosen dicarboxylic acids for our interaction studies, and we have got a very good acoustic property of the material. For example, we have used butyric acid as a cross-linked molecule. There is a simple chitosan. After the getting interacted with the glutaraldehyde, you can see how much elasticity and how much Young's and extension to maximum node. You can see there how much increase is there. Similarly, the same increase we can see with the collagen also. Upon interaction with the glutaraldehyde, we can see it's mainly the non-covalent interaction. It's not covalently binded. It's a non-covalent interactions. There you can see the increase in elasticity as well as the Young's modulus. It gives a very good, interesting observation. Why can we apply this dicarboxylic acid as a non-covalent stabilizer to prepare the biological material? And we studied, we have taken all the Worms gas SAS, and we have a very good interactive molecule, like a biological molecule. And if you can see that, starting from oxalic acid to sebacic acid, there you can see the porosity of the material increases. It depends on the length of the dicarboxylic acid, and it is a very great innovations made by our own research group, and we got very good citations over there in this research. And we studied the toxicity of all these carboxylic acid interactor molecule. We found that there is no toxicity over there. So I didn't show much on the non-covalent interactions. We did a complete study with the animal models and other things. We got very good, interesting observations. Still, it has our papers are cited based on the non-covalent interaction, the use of dicarboxylic acid for biological material preparations. Next comes the bioadhesive part. This bioadhesive part is a very good innovative research funded by Tata Innovative Fellowship from DBT. The innovativeness is any bio-based adhesive product for the human healthcare. Mainly, the product access wet environment. We know that our wound is in wet conditions because of the blood and other components, and even the internal, the complete blood component is flowing top to bottom. The whole, if there is any kind of wound or any kind of cut inside the body system, the whole complete wet environment not accepting any kind of external agents or external biological material. So we need to have a biological based adhesives so that even it can work in the wet environment. Even if water or blood is there, this bioadhesives can able to arrest the bleeding, or it can able to accelerate the healing. So we started working on that, and it can able to replace sutures. That is our major aim. Biologists are to replace sutures in surgical practices, and where the surgery in internal wound, mainly the cardiovascular surgery, spleen repair, and microvascular surgery, there the bioadhesive science, because we can't able to suture the vascular region. In that case, if we can able to provide a bioglue kind of thing or bioadhesives, it is a very good benefit for the surgeons. So we started working on that, and there are number of bioadhesives that are there in the market, like fibrin sealant are there, cyanoacrylate are there, and albumin glutarate are already there in that. But the toxicity, as well as the issues, inflammatory response and everything, making the demand a very good alternative for internal wound healing or internal tissue regeneration. So we started with the fibrin glue, and we started with the basic tissues. And what is the lesson we learned from the nature? Hello?
Madam, kindly conclude, madam. We have very little time for the other.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. I will make it, sir. So this kind of product has been developed by us, and it has found a very good advantages for the surgeon. And we have studied the complete cytotoxical problems as well as the wound healing process. There you can able to see how far this is ETK glue is our own product, how it can able to accelerate the wound healing, and what is the compatibility within our body system. We found that it is highly compatible. It is not producing any kind of immunological responses. And we found that it has been there, the technology has been transferred to the industries. And these are the team we have worked on that. And the cost analysis, in YouTube, we can go through YouTube. There is a biodiversity by name. We can visit the kind of our own research in that area. And we started working with the self-assembly. Just give me a few minutes.
Please, madam, please.
So self-assembly, we started working with the self-assembly. Self-assembly, we know that how far these assembled structures, our body is a very good example. We started working with the micro, and we worked with the bioadhesives, and we worked with the kind of supramolecular structures. There you can find that there are membranous structures can be brought. These membranous structures can be able to hold the drug, or it can be able to release the drug. This has been done already. There is that, and we come up with the kind of albumin hydrogel, where we found that we can be able to collect the blood, and we can extract the serum albumin. That albumin can be transformed into a kind of nanoparticle. That nanoparticle can be able to act as a carrier, and it can be go to our own body system. Can be removed, and our system can work faster than any other system, so that we can develop kind of albumin hydrogel that can be able to carry the drug, and it can be able to deliver the drug in such a way that there is no immunological responses. So these are the major findings. And now we are working with the cellular agriculture. We got a very good muscle base. We develop the muscles in our lab itself. So this is the muscles what we have developed from our own biological material, and now it is under process of patenting and other things. So these are the achievements our own students. We have received Utsav award and other things, and I think I like to. These are more. You can see that more than 70% of the women students got degree from under my guidance, and I like to thank the organizers and Tamil Nadu State Council. This is a great opportunity to explore our own science and technology innovation in the world. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, madam, for taking us through the kind of activities you are doing, research and innovations you are doing in the area of biomaterials and development. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite once again Dr. Anuradha madam from Anna University, Director EMRC, for making the presentation.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, madam.
Okay, great. So Gomati, then you don't have to share the screen. I can just go on with this, right?
Please, madam.
Okay. Very welcome to all of you. I'm very sorry for the glitch that happened this morning. There was some kind of a firewall in Anna University that we couldn't use the WebEx. So thank you very much for making me a part of this Vigyan Utsav. And the topic of which is offered to me was women for SND and SND for women. Before that, I'd just like to introduce myself. I am Professor Anuradha from Center for Biotechnology, Anna University, and I'm also heading the EMRC as a director. The Educational Multimedia Research Center is a step towards Digital India, and focusing on MOOCs courses and DTH, and fulfilling the vision of the Prime Minister of India currently. We do a lot of courses on different subjects, and which can be taken by students online. And the new educational policy now permits about 40% of online courses. And the pandemic has taught us a lot of lessons as to the way forward is digital education. So that is what EMRC is about. And as far as biotechnology is concerned, I predominantly work on cardiovascular regeneration and cardiovascular therapy for several years. And we had also forayed into stem cell technology. Stem cell technology, meaning we do a lot of sources from the humans as well as animal models. And predominantly we use it for cardiovascular regeneration. We are also working on other tissue engineering aspects, and we have done a couple of projects on filariasis, which is a neglected disease, and it's a very tropical disease, and more concentration on those diseases because it's not much research all over the world. So with that introduction, I would like to say that it's a very great initiative of TNSCST to do this on the Women's Day. Actually, December 22, 2015, the UN established the February 11th as the International Women's Day and Girls in Science in an effort to highlight the role of women in science, and also to strengthen the fight for equal access for women and girls in science and technology. Actually, a lot of important steps have been taken place, especially in the last 2 decades, so that more and more women have access to higher education, have access to science and technology. But I would still say that absolute equality between the sexes has not been achieved, at least in the field of science and research in general. So why am I not able to share? It's not letting me move. I think Gomati, I might need your, yeah, can you see this? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
madam, it is moving. Yes.
yeah. So I often look at this cartoon and I wonder, like, this is the life of women. So we do have a lot of obstacles to move ahead, whether it is research or science or technology or any kind of job. We have other responsibilities as well. So, competing with men equally in academia or research, or it's not fair enough, because we are, carrying huge responsibilities apart from what we are doing at work. So also look at administrative positions. People, especially the men, think that women are scared of heights. I'm not sure why. For example, if you take, there was never ever a vice chancellor of Anna University of Madras. We never saw a woman as a university, at least as far as I know. So I wonder if men think that women are scared of heights. And always the research that's done by men is viewed very big. I'm not talking about India, but I see that globally. I have worked in various countries. I have worked with a lot of researchers, and it's not just an Indian thing, but it's a global thing. that not the research of women are not highlighted as much as the men, and the women are never in the big picture. So various prejudices are added, such as the fact that women lacked enough dynamism or competitiveness, or being oversensitive, so they cannot cope up with the difficult and competitive research environments. But all these kind of perceptions, they only target the women as biologically programmed to have limited functional capabilities, or thereby they distance themselves from research, or even I would say distance themselves from education. So, but definitely there have been a lot of published studies that show that there is no biological correlation between gender and performance. So in fact, there has been so much of research confirming that companies are more profitable when they have more women. But we still see a gender gap in most of the companies. So women have tremendously contributed to science and technology. There's no doubt about it. Despite the enormous barriers, many women have successfully pioneered diverse fields, and they have left their footprints. They have broken stereotypes. They don't follow a cliche pattern, and they've created wonders that have benefited mankind. And the perspectives of many women have added new dimensions, which have turned to a milestone in several disciplines. So what is the role of women in strengthening the science and technology? They have done enough, much, and more. That's what I would say. The underrepresentation of women in technology is not a new topic. Even though progress has been made, it is moving at a very extremely slow pace, and this issue has definitely become a fundamental economic challenge for the global economy if it goes unaddressed. If you look at least science is better. If you look at technology, the technology world is still a man's world, and there's lack of female mentors, and there's lack of gender equality in STEM jobs, and not enough hands-on experience for STEM jobs. So diversity and inclusion, it need not have to be a one-time campaign. It's not because we do this conference we are going to empower women in science, or it's not a one-day process or a one-time campaign. Rather, they require continuous work and continuous emphasis on the women being entrepreneurs or scientists or technocrats or those kind of stuff. And that has to be maintained, and that has to be cultivated. The culture has to be there forever. Nevertheless, why do you think more women are needed in science and tech? Because diversity has to be there. Diversity, generates more revenue. Companies that not only hire but also manage to retain more women put themselves in a position to automatically gain a competitive advantage, which will also benefit not only the companies but all the stakeholders as well. So it would definitely understand the relationship between the diversity in management, showed that increasing the diversity of leadership teams, it leads to more and more better innovation. So this is very clear. All the companies have proved, research has proved that more women, more innovation. So that is a very clear concept. And it has also improved financial performance in both developing and developing the economics as a whole. The men always have that women are not capable of increasing the economy at home. They spend a lot. Maybe it might be true, might not be true in certain cases, but then definitely when the women go on a work mode, definitely this does not hold true. And then point number 2 is women think very differently. It's by nature. They interact with a diverse team force, individuals to prepare a better. They anticipate alternative viewpoints, and the presence of women actually makes the individuals anticipate differences in opinion. So they can think really differently. They don't think as the way the ma'am thinks. So you can have different perspectives of a particular problem. And so this kind of thing, you have more performances that way. And point number 3 is we need more role models. By celebrating female tech leaders, it will hopefully encourage more girls to pursue their interests and careers in tech. And we should definitely ensure we have role models, because role models make a huge difference. Especially even in my life, I would think that there were several role models who made me what I am today. So how they sounded, how they looked in leadership positions. At that point, it was very difficult to think that I would make it this far. But at the end of the day, when you follow their footsteps and look at them and see what they have done, how they've contributed, that is definitely inspiration to many. Our member secretary today spoke about Biocon founder Kiran Majmudar, and she's one of my role models. Because we definitely have to give it to her, because she is, she started her thing from a garage. She's told this in many interviews, and I've shared that interview with many of my students as well, with my BTech and MTech students, because a lot of people put her down when she started this Biocon industry as a small entrepreneur in her garage at home with 10,000 rupees. And then she's making millions of dollars today. So she's definitely a role model for many biotechnologists. And I do share her videos with all my students so that they should know that the sky is the limit. They just cannot just mundanely do a master's and then settle down kind of thing. So you should have that within yourself to do what you have to do. So there have been very many women pioneers. So when we are going to talk about women in science and technology, there are millions of them who have contributed. There are a lot of, we don't have to talk about unsung heroes, but there are a lot of unsung heroines as well. Many of our scientists today might not even know these names offhand, but they have contributed significantly to the world of science, to the world of medicine, world of technology, you name it and you have it. So these are all various women scientists who have contributed, and you can see that, ranging from 1861 to 1840s to 1850s, these people have contributed significantly to medicine. And these are pioneer women scientists. You can look at 1897, Janaki Ammal, who's received the Padma Shri Award. And, so many people who have contributed to different areas of chemistry. And the first female student of Professor C.V. Raman at IIC, Kamala, in 1912, who discovered cytochrome C. Today, we talk a lot about cytochrome C, the role in mitochondria, the cytochrome C's role in apoptosis and whatnot. And we're talking about the P450 complex all the time. In all, you take any disease, diabetes or neuronal diseases, we're talking about cytochrome C. And to have discovered it so many years ago, like 100 years ago, is without much technology. Without much technology, they have pioneered and they have contributed is just fabulous. So these are the women founders who have contributed in various ways to science and technology. And you see Kiran Shah, who's the chairman and managing director of Biocon. Biocon is one of the best biotech industries in India. And not only in India, it has its franchises in all over the world. And she's one of the Forbes 100 most powerful women. Just imagine, as a woman, she would have first faced so many hurdles, starting her business from a garage, and then to be one of the successful entrepreneurs is just amazing. So there's nothing that women cannot do. There's nothing that women should be afraid to do, or think about whether can be done or not. There's so much to be done, and all you need is the grit. And these are all the scientists who have, contributed towards engineering and oceanography. And Dr. Aditi Pant was the first Indian woman to visit Antarctic. And Dr. Rajeshwari Chatterjee, she was the first one to do electrical engineering from Michigan State University in 1949. Just imagine. And she was the only woman on the faculty in Indian Institute of Science about 60 years ago. But today you see a lot of scientists, women scientists in IISc Bangalore and CCMB and all the other central research institutes. Take our very own CLRI. There are excellent women scientists across our institution. So these are people from the aerospace research, and when Chandrayaan was launched, we were congratulating all the women who were involved in the Chandrayaan missions, and right from the basic research to space science or aerospace research, women have rocked, and they have proven more than their mettle more than once. And Kalpana Chawla, tell me who did not talk about her in 2003 when she passed away, and the contribution she's done as a first Indian woman in space was laudable, and she was called as a terrific astronaut by the NASA chief, and she was the face of India. At that point when I lived in the United States in 2003, people used to say that, oh, you come from the land of Kalpana Chawla. So that she was the face of India at that point of time. People recognized me, when they thought about Kalpana Chawla. They said, oh, you come from India. You came from the country where Kalpana Chawla was. So that's the kind of, greatness of these great scientists who have been the first to do many things, who dared to do these things, who had the grit and the focus to do these things. So even though I would say, women are suppressed in many ways and all that, there are opportunities. You have to break the barriers. That's what it takes to do all these different things. So now the role of science and technology in improvement of life and livelihood in women, how science has helped women in the livelihood of women. There are various methods by which this can be achieved. Our member secretary has already touched upon the Women Scientist Scheme, WS A, B, C in different categories. And there is a lot of Indo-US fellowships for women in STEM. And there is a lot of other fellowships and programs which are specifically designed for women to pursue their research. At this point, I would like to place a request to our member secretary, Professor Srinivasan sir, that I think that Tamil Nadu Science Council for Science and Technology is doing a fantabulous job in promoting science and research. I myself have benefited, like I've applied for a couple of fellowships for students, master students, and for the projects and stuff like that. And they honor, even though they don't have exclusive, fellowship, awards for women, they do have the Stanza Award. And every year they make sure that they kind of honor a few women amongst the men also. They give equal rights to women also in these areas. But what I would say is they should also bring in these women scientist schemes for research in basic applied sciences or those kind of stuff, because there are a lot of women who have completed the PhD and they have been working here in small jobs. They do not have the ability or capability to move out of Chennai because of the family and other societal pressures. So when they apply for these WOSS schemes in Delhi, the chances are very remote, because for 20 positions, there are some 20 million people who are applying, women who are applying all over India. So the chances are very less. So even though the fellowship is not that high, some kind of a small fellowship that can support the women in Tamil Nadu who cannot move out of Tamil Nadu for some reason, but they want to pursue their research after the post-PhD. After delivering the children, or so many breaks. Women have breaks for various reasons, and if that can be done somehow, even with a small amount, that will be it. Because I personally know many women who are at a break right now and who are we are unable to help them in some way. I mean, I try to help them in some small way, but they definitely need to be encouraged for research on the long run. So that would be a great help if the Tamil Nadu Council can take this up at some point of time. Then you have the science and technology for women. So that increases the contribution of women scientists to technology-based development and also provide better working conditions for women and provide new opportunities and to promote research development and adaptation to improve the quality of life. And there are a lot of priority areas for science and technology for women scheme, starting from post-harvest technology, agricultural implements, and research development and demonstration programs to minimize occupational hazards of women in both domestic, agricultural, and non-organized and organized industries. Also in the design, fabrication, and improvement of equipment, accessories, tools, and other kind of machineries which are used by women, and upgradation of traditional skills for utilization of local resources, and to help them to enter into organized sector or for starting entrepreneurial production of service units. They also enhance the capability of women in modern industries, particularly in electrical and electronic technologies. So they also, the priority areas are also nutrition, non-communicable diseases, and prevention strategies for communicable diseases. And you also have a lot of women technology parks. Chennai itself boasts of an excellent biotechnology park for women. And the main objectives are to promote the development and adaptation of appropriate technologies. The rural women, they have a great role to play, and they have a lot of potential, but they do face a lot of challenges also. They have less access to healthcare, education, and finance, and so on. But the technology packs definitely recognizes the likely remuneration of an improved and structured mechanism for showcasing the technologies that are available in the rural areas. So it basically it is a nexus between the rural women farmers and the entrepreneurs and the innovators or the researchers and scientists. So that is a kind of bridging the gap between the rural entrepreneurs and the innovators or the scientists. So the aim of the Women Technology Park is to create awareness among the rural farming communities and give them training of proven technology so that you can get maximum benefits. And the objective is also to make them aware of the processing technologies and the marketability, how to see. Many people make these kind of products and they have a lot of sources, but then they do not know how to take it forward. They do not know how to market it. So that is very important. So the women technology parks handhold them and tell them from the reaping to commercialization, how to take them forward. So they can join hands-on training programs to get even startup grants and to become self-reliant, confident entrepreneurs with the help of the government schemes. So the Vigyan Prasar is also a national level organization, and it even reaches out to target groups at grassroots levels. And also, as I already spoken about with women technology parks. And so basically all these programs, they empower men, especially to help them in science and technology in various ways. And then science for women, the large number of women, including self-help groups, they have benefited directly through, biotech packages for horticulture or mushroom cultivation, or say, for example, biofertilizers, vermicomposting, aquaculture. There's so many things like poultry farming and so on. So several training modules have been prepared by DBT for creating awareness on nutritional food preparations or awareness on health or agricultural practices or so on and so forth. So these are all the different ways by which women are empowered. I am not saying can be empowered. They're already in rolling. These projects are rolling in, so they're already doing all these kind of stuff. So there are a lot of scholarships exclusive for girls in STEM, and you have the Maulana Azad National Scholarship Scheme, in which my very first PhD student, she came through this Maulana Azad National Scholarship Scheme. Just like what Dr. Rajamani said, out of the 15 PhD scholars that I have guided and I'm currently having, the majority are women. I make sure that I encourage women and encourage them to do their PhD. So I think out of the 15, there are only 3 boys. In fact, one of the faculty members in my department, my institution, they asked me, ma'am, don't you like men at all? Do you hate men? He came and asked me, do you hate men? I said, I don't hate men, but the point that I try to encourage women more, the point that I try to help women more than men. So that makes them think that way. So these kind of scholarships are there, and my first PhD scholar was a Maulana Azad scholarship fellow, and then you have STEM for girls. There are a lot of programs which they can make avail of, and you have British Council scholarships for women in STEM, over 100 scholarships every year to women who can go abroad and do short-term programs. And you have exclusive scholarships for women, girl childs, DRDO scholarships for girls, and AICT Pragati scholarship, and L'Oreal Young Women in Science scholarships, and so on. And you also have women research scholars in STEM. You have a lot of postdoctoral fellowships for women by UGC, which is given by UGC. I also did have a couple of postdoctoral fellows in my lab who were women who availed these fellowships. And also you have other scholarships for women, for meritorious girl students, and you have the CBSE Udan and Indira Gandhi scholarships and all those different things which will push these girls to more go proactively into science. And you have the SERB Power Fellowships, Women Scientist Scheme by DBT, Indo-US Fellowships, and Disha, which is a program for women scientists as well. And there are also a lot of Women Excellence Awards which are available for women in all age groups. And you have Young Career Awards, you have Women Bioscientist Award, CREST Award. There's so many awards that women can apply and achieve if they really achieve in science. So when we're talking about all this, I would like to say that conclude this, women being in science, for the men to understand that women can also do science, and for the society to be inclusive, to include more people in science. This has to be inculcated right from young age, right from childhood. Women should teach their children, or the men should teach their kids, that girls can be scientists, women can foray into science. So I came up on this Science Wide Open, which is a very fantastic series where there are a lot of children's books about women in science. This particular Science Wide Open, talks about transforming the girls and venturing into science, and what women can do in biology, and so on and so forth. So like that, I think girl children and the boys should be given these kind of books, and so that there's equality and there's no discrimination, that women can do science and cannot do science. And we have proven more than once, and for so many years, more than 100 years, as I've showed you, women have proved themselves in science, and nothing more to prove. So all we need is the grit and the way to move forward. So women are venturing into every field. Women just need to be willing, ready, and take that opportunity when it comes. And with the knowledge explosion, the sky is not the limit, and there's much more beyond. And this is when I took it last year, when I was called for a lecture in the US in the Women's Science Forum. It was a Women in Science luncheon. And after the talk, we have this women's group, and this was taken then. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity. And I thank the member secretary and Professor Ramasamy for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for your elaborate presentations, ideas, and thought process for our women in science and technology. In fact, As we are all aware, Tamil Nadu being a progressive state has got a lot of policies and programs oriented towards women having 40% reservation in job and all that. So at the council level, we, as our member secretary has already pointed out, wherever it is possible, we have ensured that the participation of women and girls students are there through our guidelines given to various programs. And as you have already pointed out, there are very many societal issues also, which are the roadblocks in the process of reaching the heights for the women. We all will be working together, and thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much.
Now it is my pleasant duty to invite Ms. Shanti Sridhar, Director Platform Engineering from NPL Silicon Towers. She has a wonderful experience in information and communication technology industry. She has more than 25 years of experience in software product development space, helped build products and solutions providing business value. Examples for her include providing large seller solutions for e-commerce giant like eBay, built trading and stock plan administration products, e-trade and metering solution for cloud provider like Rackspace. She has been with Cognizant for more than a decade and recently associated with Zora for fueling, which is fueling the subscription economy. Zora provides SaaS platform that automates all subscription order to revenue operations in real time for any business. It is wonderful to have you, madam, as a representative from the ICT industry. We are very eagerly waiting to hear from you on your takes on women in science and technology. Please.
Thank you so much, Professor Ramaswamy, and thank you, Member Secretary, for this opportunity. It's a privilege to be here and meet such a distinguished panel of women leaders in Tamil Nadu associated with science and technology. I will keep it short. I don't want to stop you between this presentation and lunch. There's a few key problems that we have. Out of people who are working to earn those technology degrees and coming out from the academia into the industry, only about 30% have relevant skills. And out of this 30% who have those relevant skills, it's only 35% of that 30 who are women. So that's a huge gap that we have. And we keep asking this question as to why. And I think a lot of it deals with the society, with us as women itself, and with the other industry partners and the academia itself in trying to build that confidence and providing that coaching and enablement for people to take up these careers and be there. And the interesting observation is, as one goes up the career ladder, this 35% who come in as at the entry level within the technology sector reduces to even 5%. So that's the alarming statistic. And if you look at it, even with startups, in the last 1 year, the VC funding for women has dropped to 2.5% from 11%. So it really means that we need to have a lot more women leaders who are willing to become those VC partners and fund it so that we get more and more women to be encouraged to have their own startups and build their own products and services. There are a lot of things that the government is doing as well. Many people have covered it. And here are a few, probably an extension to what Professor Anuradha was referring to. And I think it's the ownership is on all of us here in this forum as well to encourage people to look at things like this. The government schemes like I Aspire, the Startup India Fund scheme. There are several incubators, and the incubators are doing extremely well in Tamil Nadu, the IITM incubation cell, the rural technology incubator, which is there within the IIT campus. Then there is the Women Entrepreneurs Forum. there is STI, there is Forge. There's several incubation and innovation centers which is there, which specifically focuses on empowering women to go ahead with their schemes. There also this national technology entrepreneurship COEs, two of which are in Tamil Nadu, one in Coimbatore and one in Chennai itself. And slowly moving away from the BPO type business, Tamil Nadu, I'm really proud and happy to say this, that we are being termed the SaaS hub in India. And that is really remarkable. Between the two big SaaS product companies like Freshworks and ChargeBee, they have got a capital of more than about 173 million of funding, which is really amazing. So that is good. There are opportunities. There is a lot of opportunities for people in the tech world. It is how we stay relevant and how we can work with the enablers, which is there to make a better case for technology. And the career opportunities also, they are tremendous, whether one wants to do a startup or whether one wants to focus on companies which need the skills, whether it is artificial intelligence, big data, robotics, all of that. So I can give you an example. During the COVID period, a lot of us were at home, as simple as finding out how that COVID curve is going, right? The prediction as to when it's going to taper down and when the universities can open. There's a lot of churn and analysis of information which goes in, and artificial intelligence along the way. The Scovin app, which was done, is a great way to make sure you connect it with the Aadhaar and make sure it reaches the masses and people are able to get the vaccination with reminders on time. Cyber security is a big killer right now. Even with the Ukraine-Russia war, you can see how the hackers are very active, and cyber security is another area where we can enable people who are coming out from colleges to focus on. It is always going to be there. It's a career path, which will always be there, just like, medicine. You can use technology for several things, right? Recently, I read about how an Apple Watch, which is a wearable with sensors, could predict somebody was going to go through a cardiac arrest, and it alerted the doctors in the US to come and actually make sure within that golden period, try to solve the issue and make sure that the person was alive. So the examples of using technology, it is everywhere. It is going to be the way of the future. If we don't imbibe it, it is not going to be good for us as users, as well as the sector needs a lot of people who can cater to these needs for the industry as well. The government is again doing a lot of things, big things around Digital India. For February, for instance, the UPI transactions was more than 8 trillion. A big e-commerce company like Amazon has about 10 lakh sellers, which means it's so easy for small and medium enterprises to go on board on Amazon and start selling their stuff, which is again enabling women to do things from within their home itself. They don't even need to go out of the home environment to follow their passion and start working towards their own business and entrepreneurship. And the good thing as an enabler is more than half of India today has access to the internet. You've seen that during the COVID period, where education to medicine to delivery of even your coffee powder could come home because everybody had a website, everybody could collect money easily, digitally, and the economy was in a way functioning. And needless to say, we always talk about safety of women, especially when people have to go out and work, and using your sensors, using your GPS, wearables, all of these are tools which can help women with respect to women's safety. These are a couple of things which I thought is relevant, and I didn't want to repeat what was already said. Yeah, so few
people who come to my mind. I know some of it was already covered, but what really sets them apart, right? I have disparate set of people out here, like Kadambini Ganguly. She had 8 children. Dr. Anuradha referred to her as the first person to practice modern medicine in India, but she did that with 8 children. Mariam is an Iranian mathematician, and she now has a satellite named after her. And she used to actually take notes in Persian. And you know how Iran is, it's a very conservative place. And for a person who doesn't wear a parda and to reach this state, going abroad, studying, and you're making a name for herself, it's a big thing for Mariam. We spoke about Kiran. There were no inhibitions. 10,000 rupees is what she had as a seed money to start her own entrepreneurship. And Dr. Suniti Solomon from Tamil Nadu and from Chennai again is about how she was persistent that HIV exists in India, and she proved it by doing her tests, and not only from proving that HIV existed, but actually dealing with the social aspects of it. And she got the Padma Shri in 2017. The key takeaway, I think, for us as women itself is learning doesn't stop the moment we move from academia into the industry. Nothing is set in stone. We have to keep learning. We have to stay relevant because technology is changing so quickly, so rapidly. So it's very important to stay relevant. And it is using a network of mentors and coaches to help us do the right thing and be connected and establish ourselves moving around within the industry. And I think a lot can be benefited, but by people from industry partnering with colleges, bridging that gap between academy and industry, and providing that mentorship and coaches. Today, there are a lot of people who are willing to do that. And I would really urge on the council to see how you can leverage those skills, the talent, the experience, so that we can enable people who are just learning and coming out from colleges to have a better world and play an important role in technology. So that's a short one from me. Happy to take it.
Ramsamy, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Yes, please.
Thank you, madam. I really thank Dr. Sundar Singh, Accenture also. We will definitely collaborate some of the aspect. Definitely it will be helpful to the student community. So I think your expertise, we require our council also. In future, we will take it, madam. And as far as Dr. Anuradha madam is concerned, for student project, this year we are going to release 1071 projects to the students. This is another milestone to our council. And also we will try to generate wherever possible. We will increase our accordingly your request, madam. Thank you. Next.
Thank you, sir, for your timely intervention and thoughtful, additions. And we would like to thank Madam for a very wonderful presentation and very inspiring presentation indeed for all the women scientists out there and the students and the graduates, postgraduates, and researchers who want to make a mark on their chosen field. The sky is the limit. That is the quote. Sky is not the limit. That is a quote given by Dr. Anuradha, and Dr. Ms. Sridhar also elaborated on what women can achieve in industry also. Thank you very much for your kind presentation. Now we would like to move on to next one, Dr. Haradi from Dr. B.B. Haradi from Assistant PSGR Krishnamal College for Women, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology is here. She holds a PhD in Environmental Sciences and very well trained and then expertised in the various research activities and teaching. A lot of books also she has published, and they have done a special program with the Department of Science and Technology called Rural Technology Park, which was given to the college, and through that they have enabled and empowered the women section, particularly those they are in and around the college area and other nearby places in various science and technology. Using the inputs, they have skilled them, and they enabled livelihood improvements and all that. We would like to hear from you, madam, on those aspects, and also in general about women in science and technology. Thank you, madam. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, madam.
So, good afternoon. I'm Bharati from PSCR Krishnamal College for Women. At the outset, I would like to thank Member Secretary and Dr. Ramaswamy from TNSCST for providing this opportunity to highlight on the topic empowering women by imparting skills in biotechnology. And after this, we would like to highlight the activities that is happening at RWTP sponsored by Department of Science and Technology. So a glimpse about my institution. It's a Golden Jubilee institution, received College of Excellence by UGC and received 6th rank in NIRF in 2021. And we completed NAC in 3 cycles with a CGPA score of 3.71. So the college caters to a student strength of 8,000 and faculty strength of 391 and received various funds from UGC, DBT and DST. The college is also recognized as Nodal Training Institute under Agri Clinic by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Various community activities are performed under the scheme Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So the vision and the mission of the institution is to empower young women through knowledge, skills, and competencies. So the evolution of science departments in Krishnamal College. So the undergraduation courses in basic sciences were started in the year 1963, and in the subsequent years, all the departments were elevated to the PG and research. So the institution not only concentrated on the basic sciences, applied sciences and other specialized areas, degrees were also started like food processing and technology, data analytics, biotechnology, data science and artificial intelligence. So the milestones of life science departments. So elevating the life science departments to PG and research departments. The government also recognizes the institution through various schemes like DST FIST at level 1 and level 0 in 2009 and 2012 respectively. And DBT recognized 8 science departments by DBT Star College scheme and DBT Builder and BIRAC UUA in the year 2021. So all these schemes helped us to have state-of-art infrastructure like molecular biology and genetic engineering lab, bioinformatics lab, food quality testing lab, microbiology lab, and tissue culture lab. So I'm going to stick on mainly to the skills that is provided in the field of biotechnology, and all these infrastructure are provided by various funding agencies like UGC, DST, DBT, MOEF, TNSCST, BIRAC, and DRDO. So hands-on experience to impart skills in the field of molecular biology and biotechnology to the students through practicals. To list out a few practicals: isolation and quantification of DNA and RNA from plant cell, animal cell, and bacteria, amplification of DNA using PCR, gene cloning, competent cell preparation and gene transformation, isolation of proteins through SDS page, and isolation of DNA through agarose gel electrophoresis, Western blot analysis in ELISA, chromatography, isolation and identification characterization of microorganisms from various sources. Apart from this wet lab work, dry lab work is also integrated by using various bioinformatics tools such as sequence analysis, prime designing, sequence alignment, and molecular docking. So students gained skills, especially the PG students and research scholars gained in the area of biotechnology. So various trainings and workshops were organized for in-house and outside participants on various domains such as molecular developmental biology, tools and techniques in molecular biotechnology, molecular cloning, genetic profile of leaf samples, modern technologies in crop improvement, evolutionary ecology of plants and animals, plant taxonomy using bioinformatics, informatic tools, morphology, and biochemical characterization of microbes. So the collaboration that the institution has with many state and central universities and industries, which created a platform for the students to take up their internships and projects and for the industrial visits. We have mentors from these institutions for the successful completion of the project. To mention a very few, Sugarcane Breeding Institute in Coimbatore, TNAU Coimbatore, Center for DNA Fingerprinting, Center for Cell and Molecular Biology, CMFRI, CFTRI, ISER Tirupati, IIT Mumbai, IFGTB Coimbatore, National Institute of Ocean Technology, and JSS University. And apart from the projects and the training programs, the faculty also did projects in the areas of microbiology, molecular biology, biotechnology, and bioinformatics. So along with the fundamental research projects, projects were carried out in the specialized areas like enzyme production from bacteria and its industrial application, transfer of resistant gene into molecular markers, marker associated potential gene for multiple disease resistance in wheat, isolation and characterization of inducible promoters, molecular characterization of zinc solubilizing bacteria from agricultural field, in vitro and in vivo studies, analysis and characterization of insect material for therapeutic purposes, study of role of autophagy in diseases, extraction on valorization of chitin from fish scales, and phytoremediation for dye degradation studies. So most of these projects are funded projects. And in the year 2001, college received DBT Level 1 Builder. So the main focus of DBT Builder is translating biotechnology research to the industries. So the fellows will be trained in using high-end equipments like flow cytometry, gas chromatography, HPLC, and ultra high-speed centrifuge. They will also be trained in using bioinformatics tools like identification of gene regulation targets. They will be well-versed in the current technologies like next generation sequencing and bioprocessing, biochemical characterization using omic studies, functional characterization of therapeutic abilities using animal models and cell lines. Along with the wet lab work, in silico work is also integrated in biological research like molecular dynamics, homology modeling, and virtual screening. Not only the life science faculty who are involved in the biotechnology research, faculty from the chemistry and physics are also involved in molecular dynamics and cheminformatics. So the outcome of this project will be isolation and development of plant exosomes into novel drug delivery system, and the skills possessed by the fellows in biomanufacturing and bioprocess technology will fetch them employability in biotech industries. BIRAC EUA Center, located at Krishnamal College for Women, emphasizes more in creating women entrepreneurship in industrial biotechnology. So the main focus will be in the production of microbial enzymes using agro waste. And along with the microbial enzymes, the microbial metabolites are also used for industrial application. And this center will provide an exposure to bio-incubation model. So it provides pre-incubation space for research and experimentation, and it also creates an ecosystem to establish connections in the aspects of technical, business mentors and investors. So through these center, the skills that will be imparted to the fellows will be in the field of synthetic biology, design innovative enzymes and custom enzyme mixtures. The outcome of the the microbial enzyme production into the industries like textile to improve the textile quality, enzymes in bioenergy, and the enzymes that is used as a lubricant for the enhancement in the industries. And we have knowledge partner with Golden Jubilee Biotech Park Chennai, which is a part of BioNest. So this supports the industry connect, product development, commercialization, IP creation, innovation to the company. So mostly this center will be very helpful for the skill development for UG students, PG students and postdoc students. So the next, I'll move on to the STI in improvement of life and livelihood for women. So this is mainly carried out through Rural Women Technology Park supported by DST and many funded research projects. The outcome of these research projects are taken to the community, and many entrepreneurship development programs were carried out to improve the livelihood of the women, and community reach through Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and outreach programs were carried out by various clubs to attain the sustainable goals 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So about RWTP, it is a Rural Women Technology Park which is located in Annur. So Annur is 25 kilometers from the heart of the city, and the center is located in the epicenter where it is surrounded by 21 villages. It has a building which is of about 5,000 square feet. It is sponsored by DST as well as by the management. It is the best model for public-private partnership. It provides technological solutions to location specific problems faced by the women to improve their socio-economic condition. Skill training is provided for various value-added products, especially post-harvested technology for income generation. So this center promotes entrepreneurship by providing incubation facility, marketing, and financial linkages. Along with that, it develops network in line with business interventions and sustainability in the development of rural women. So the training programs that are carried out in agricultural and allied areas at RWTP are water purification, community nursery, post-harvest technology-based value-added products, bakery unit, banana fiber extraction, value-added products from coir fiber, value-added products from areca nut leaves, biobriquette production, sanitary napkin production, solar dehydration for the preparation and demonstration of recipes, and kitchen gardening. So more than 6,500 students were the beneficiaries through this center, through various through 250 programs, and the entrepreneurs promoted in this center is 295, out of which incubation facilities were provided for 142 incubatees. So apart from the training programs, awareness programs on health and hygiene, health and nutrition, digital India, women entrepreneurship, and awareness of banking and finance and product marketing is also given to the rural women to increase the quality of life. So these are the photographs. So training program in water purification, community nursery, kitchen gardening, value-added products, areca net plate, sanitary napkin, solar dehydration, banana fiber extraction, and the fiber that is extracted from the banana, they used to make value-added products, and training is given in that skill also, bakery training, and awareness programs on the topic entrepreneurship, health and hygiene, digital India, banana fiber, banking and finance, and value-added products from medicinal plants were also given to the rural women. It was supported by DST from 2015 to 2018, and after 2018, the center is the center is sustainable on its own, where it extends the facilities, training and incubation facilities to the rural women, and it enhances the livelihood through continuous motivation and counseling. Then the center signed MOUs with other educational institutions where the students and the faculty come there to take up training program. It also establishes bank linkages, especially with the Canara Bank and microfinance companies, for the financial support for the women entrepreneurs, arrangements for buyback support and marketing linkages, and installation of the solar dehydration unit, which helps the enhancement of the millet products. And the center scaled up the production with the involvement of SHG women and beneficiary groups. So the linkages mainly concentrated on food testing laboratory. It is located in the institution where it has MOU with Parikshan Lab, and linkages with the Hotel and Bakers Association for product marketing, and for technology and branding, linkage with central institutes like Indian Institute of Millet Research and Central Food Technology Research Institution. So for the buyback support from food supplement dealers through SVM Food Tech Industries, Maharaja Chips, and Surya Food Products. Apart from RWTP, many programs have reached the community to improve the socio-economic conditions. The outcome of certain projects, especially the funded projects, have taken to the community. To mention few projects, popularization of science amongst school students. So this is mainly done by the science departments, where the school students are invited to the college and they will be taken to all the science laboratories to inspire science, so that they'll take up science in their UG program and PG program. So this program is sponsored by DBT Star and DST NCSTC. So banana fiber extraction, which is sponsored by a TNSCST, and ornamental fish culture, fish and fisheries by NABARD sponsored program, and a production of liquid fertilizer to the rural women, which is an UBA sponsored program. It is a flagship program of our institution, and KVIC sponsored program for beekeeping and bee products. And on many entrepreneurship development programs were carried out through our ED cell, and socio-economic empowerment of SC/ST women of Nilgiris district. It is a project with two objectives. First, we have to prepare a database of the plants located in the Nilgiri district, especially the commercially important medicinal plants. So after preparing the database, a few plants which has of commercial importance are selected, and the training has been given to the SC and ST women of the Nilgiri district to convert the medicinal plants into value-added products, and community reach through NCSTC projects. So the enabling ecosystem of the women through science and technology. So it is because of the science and technology, enhancement of the infrastructure and human resources. So this paved way to do more of interdisciplinary approach in the form of internships and projects. So government schemes which have motivated the students because of the fellowships and the projects. So the MOUs and linkages which helped in networking with the nearby institutions and the industries, which created an industry academia interface, and we are mentored by many eminent scientists and experts from the industry. So with the interdisciplinary approach, the college has developed e-museum for biological specimens and mobile app and IoT products. So we have reached the community to improve the socio-economic empowerment of women, and the institution also has ideation center, campus company, and for the students who are interested to start their own startups. So with this, let me complete my presentation, thanking Member Secretary and Dr. Ramaswamy for providing us this opportunity. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for your elaborate and nice presentation on the activities of TSGR Krishnamal College for Women in education, research, as well as outreach activities for the community, which is benefiting not only the women population, the entire community as such. Thank you very much. Now
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, madam. Now I would like to invite Dr. S. Bharati from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Dr. Mahalingam College of Engineering and Technology, Pollachi. Dr. Bharati is working as Assistant Professor in the ECE department. She has 32 years of experience in teaching and research, and works on hand Her work is on hand-based multimodal biometric recognition system, and she has published more than 30 papers in national and international journals and conference proceedings, published a book chapter, and she has been reviewer for many journals in electronics and communication field of engineering. Currently working on a project on enhancing security at public women-friendly spaces, and received funding for this project from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. And I would like to invite Dr. Bharati to make her presentation. Dr. Bharati, please. Dr. Bharati.
Good afternoon. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, madam. Please proceed.
First of all, I would like to thank the member secretary and Professor V. Ramasamy, sir, and the other organizers of the Science Festival, Vigyan, Utsav, for inviting me to give a presentation on empowering women by imparting skills in engineering. Also, I welcome you all for the 7th virtual meet on the theme Women in S&T and S&T for Women. Since from independence, our country is taking necessary numerous effort for the development of women and empowering women in various activities. 75 years after independence, still some women in rural areas lack knowledge in science and technology. So DST and TNSCST have taken several measures to resolve the needs of women, especially in rural areas, by providing funding for various projects. Through this, various engineering skills could be imparted for the needy women. So I thank DST and TNSCST for this occasion for conducting this kind of program also. So the outline of my presentation is like this. First, let us have a small intro about our institution, followed by the various funded projects from DST and some kind of special initiatives for women at our campus. And finally, we have some other activities what we are doing at our campus. So regarding the introduction of our institution, Dr. Mahalingam College of Engineering and Technology is functioning under the guidance of Nachimuthu Industrial Association Trust, which is formed in the year 1957, and the Shakti Group, which is established in the year 1931, which runs 35 educational institutions. It is a private self-financing and co-educational engineering college established in the year 1998, and our institution is approved by IICTE New Delhi and affiliated to Anna University, Chennai. Currently, it is offering 9 UG, 6 PG, and 5 doctoral programs. Our institution has got autonomous status by UGC since 2011, and it is also accredited by NAC with A++ for the, it is the highest grade given to the engineering college, and Tier 1 accreditation by NBA for all eligible programs. And the various UG programs offered by our institution under 3 different streams as a core, circuit, IT is like this. And similarly, the various PG programs at like the similar way, that is a core, circuit, and IT streams. And we are offering PhD programs in the area of mechanical engineering, physics, electronics and communication engineering, computer science and engineering, and also civil engineering. Our current faculty strength is 315, with the students' strength including PG students as 3,336. And these are all some of the facilities and technical support what we have. So regarding the facilities, we have actually 18 plus centers of excellence in collaboration with some leading industries in order to make our students as industry ready, and also students can attend some kind of value addition programs also. And these are all some of the photographs of our centers. That is a center of excellence. And again, we have, with respect to the different facilities, we have 20 plus clubs and associations for holistic development of all the students as well as staff members in our institution. So these are all the photographs of some of the amenities available in our institution. This is actually a centenary center. It is an indoor auditorium with the sitting capacity of 5,000. And this is one of the seminar halls what we have with the sitting capacity of 1,000. And again, with respect to other facilities, we have a counseling cell, yoga center, and RO power plant like that, especially for girl students also. And we have again some other facilities. These are all the photographs of that, like a RO plant, then transport facilities, cafeteria, like that. Then we have techno-commercial endeavors at our campus also. Through these, students can get direct benefits by real world exposure and also the training. So this ABT InfoNet was actually inaugurated in the year 2001 by our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. And through this, we are offering 200 Mbps as the internet bandwidth. Similarly, the CareSoft Center, this provides various engineering services and also the software development. And through this ABT Maruti, our students are exposed to Maruti vehicle technology, and also they're undergoing some kind of hands-on training. And in the VVDN technologies, there may be a services to clients from concept to production also. And coming to the DST sponsored projects at our institution, we have actually 4 projects. So under that, 3 projects have completed. The first one is an improved coconut post-harvest technologies for empowering the women of Pollachi region. We have received a sum of rupees 10 lakhs for this project during the year 2007 to 9. And the second project is an popularization of solar tunnel dryers for copra production in the Pollachi region. And we have received an additional amount with respect to the first project as 36.19 lakhs for the duration of, that is 2011 to 13. And again, we have received a funding of amount 38.42 lakhs for Rural Women Technology Park in Pollachi. And currently, we have an ongoing project also, that is, this is especially for women. So it is implementation of a machine learning technique for enhancing women's safety at public women-only spaces for the sum of rupees 14.37 lakhs. And with respect to the Rural Women Technology Park, the main objectives of this project is actually pilot plant production of virgin coconut oil and the production of natural coconut vinegar, and also a plant for minimal processing of ready cooked fresh cut vegetables. So based on these objectives, we have established a pilot plant in the Rural Women Technology Park. And then the main outcomes, actually, it is focused on, we can say the Rural Women Technology Park was established in the village called Negamam that focuses on empowering underprivileged women in our society, that is processing plant for coconuts, vegetables were established, and also imparted trainings for for them in order to establish Women Technology Business Incubator. And this is the Rural Women Technology Park we have established, which is located at the Nagamam village in the Pollachi Taluk, which is 20 kilometers away from our college campus. So these are all the photographs for the training given to women self-help group for the production of virgin coconut oil. So from the basic raw coconut, they have processed and the training are given, and then finally it is produced as a value-added product of as a virgin coconut oil. Similarly, the training was given to women self-help group for the production of natural coconut vinegar from the coconut. And again, the training was also given to the women for the production of minimally processed ready-to-cook vegetables. So these three plants are actually established in the Rural Women Technology Park, and through that actually many women and farmers are actually benefited. So the number of beneficiaries till now it is 1,187, including women self-help groups, farmers, entrepreneurs, and some agriculture students. And so far we have conducted 13 training programs for them. And with respect to the sustainability, we know this Rural Technology Park, the project has actually completed in the year 2018. So from then onwards, so more beneficiaries are benefited actually. So the facilities available in the pilot plants are being utilized by the beneficiaries for converting their raw materials, that is especially coconuts and vegetables, into products. So far, 3 farmers producer companies are formed who are utilizing the facilities in the pilot plant for producing the virgin coconut oil and also the natural coconut vinegar. And coming to the ongoing project titled, that is implementation of a machine learning technique for enhancing women's safety at public women-only spaces. The main objectives are to enhance women's safety by restricting access to other genders in the reserved areas of women, and to design a prototype model for that, and also to disseminate the knowledge through by conducting various conferences and workshops. So through this project, we have organized one national conference and also one workshop. So during the month of April 2021, we have organized a national conference on advanced informatics, electronics, and vision. So the main outcome of this conference is the knowledge dissemination on artificial intelligence and machine learning and also ICT tools. So other than this, actually some paper presentation event and idea presentation event are also organized. And similarly, regarding to the workshop, during the month of October 2021, we have organized an online workshop on women's safety and security in the public places. So the main outcome of this workshop is to raise awareness and inculcate women on the importance of safety and security, various apps available, and special initiatives taken by the government to enhance security for women at public spaces. So through these 2 events, number of beneficiaries are 631. So in this workshop, actually, an advocate from Madurai High Court discussed about women-specific legislation, and an inspector from Women Police Station, that is from Pollachi, discussed about Workshow Act and SOS Kavalan App, and also District Psychiatrist Coimbatore discussed about enhancing mental strength and its aspects. So we have received overwhelming responses from female community for this workshop. So these 2 photographs shows that so school students are also attending this workshop through the virtual mode. And for this workshop, We have also conducted an open survey that is survey on the women safety to analyze the safety at public women-only spaces and their expectation on ICT tools. So the survey was conducted across different age groups to understand their perspective and mentality. So these are some of the responses that we have received for the chances of anonymous entry, such that only 30% are feeling that there will be no anonymous entry. And regarding women's safety in public spaces, around 60% feel that women are insecure. And also, in regard with the features in the ICT tool, location sharing, emergency contact numbers, and generating alert signal received more responses. So taking these things into account, we are going to develop a prototype model for our project. So regarding the sustainability of our project, so this kind of prototype project can be converted into a product and can be implemented in all public women-only spaces, especially under smart city scheme, in order to enhance women's safety and security. So again, coming to the special initiatives for women at our campus, we have these forums, especially for women staff members and girl students. So one is a women empowerment cell. The objective of this cell is to ensure the safety and security arrangements of girl students and women staff. Similarly, through the Committee for Prevention of Sexual Harassment of Women, creation of awareness for preventing sexual harassment of the women. And we have a special forum for women, that is Yuva Shakti. So through this forum, we are recognizing the notable achievements of women in all walks of life and best outgoing students every year, and also to provide scholarship for economically background meritorious girl students every year. And regarding the other activities, we are carrying out the rural development activities through the scheme Shakti Pra, that is providing urban facilities to the rural area, inaugurated by our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir, in the nearby villages of Pollachi for the last 20 years. And also we have established the NIA Skill Foundation, which was approved by National Skill Development Agency and Tamil Nadu Skill Development Agency. Through these various skill training programs are also organized for the rural unemployed youth in different areas. So like especially for women, like tailoring, mushroom cultivation, toy making, etc. So through these programs, now 10,000, around 10,557 members have benefited. And these are all the photographs of some of the awareness programs what we have conducted in the nearby villages. So this is the photograph of the program on solar cooker, that is it is rainwater harvesting and entrepreneurship development, and program on solid waste management. And regarding the various skill training conducted, so these are all the photographs, some of the photographs actually. This is a training on jute bag making and training on embroidery and the maintenance of sewing machine also. So like this, these kind of engineering skills can be given to the rural women, so that we can able to empower them in the, or we can able to impart the engineering skills to the women, so that we can able to improve the women empowerment skill. With this, I will thank the organizers once again for the opportunity given to me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam, for your elaborate presentation on the activities of the college, particularly for empowering the women. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Anasiya, Professor of Physics and Registrar Indira Ganesan Group of Institution. Madam is basically a physical scientist with a PhD in physics from thin film nanotechnology, Mother Teresa University. Currently being the registrar of Indira Ganesan Group of Institution. She was also vice principal in Trichy Engineering College and very long career in teaching and research. Published 14 research papers in international journals, 15 in international conferences and many in national conferences, won many prizes and awards, medals and honors. Malaikotai Mahalirin Mahatranam Mahalir Award, many awards have been received, and a member of many professional societies including ISTE, reviewer of many journals and conference books and other things, editor of Indo-Asian Journal of Multidisciplinary Research, authored 2 books in engineering with physics, contributed many chapters in many books in engineering and physics. Invited talks have been given in many number of institutions on various topics in science and technology. She has a very rich experience in teaching, research and extension activities. With this kind of background, it is a pleasure to have you in this, madam. I request you to make your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, audible?
Yes, madam. Please go ahead, madam.
Thank you, TNSCST Member Secretary Dr. Srinivasan, sir, and Professor Ramaswamy, sir, giving me this opportunity, wonderful opportunity. Then previous our friends, that are scientists and professors, are elaborate talking that the women's in science and technology role. It's a very partial, it is very experienced to the nice presentations. Now, just a sharing of women in science and technology. I am Dr. Anasiya, registrar of last 25 years in administration and research field, etc. Now we will discuss about women role in science and technology in the past years, and in future we have to commitment of various sectors that is in here discuss. Women enrich in science and technology. James Padilla, Ford Motor Company, tells about that is voices that are silenced or ignored for whatever reason represent not only injustice but also a valuable resource that has been wasted, a tragic waste of human capital. It is the main motto of women enrich in science and technology. Realizing women's intellectual potential is a big challenge. It is today the woman intellectual potential is a big challenge of the science and technology field. It is to ensure the people-centric sustainable development ensures women equal access to the science and technology in the field of education, training, economic resources, information, communication, and marketing. So the women constitute the half of community. It's the number in mathematical various departments like mathematics, physical science, engineering. The four professional women seldom reach the pinnacle of hierarchy in academic and research institutions. We go, Professor Anuradha ma'am tells about some personalities is there. I have also tell about. That is, science and technology, innovation, discovery in all nations can be strengthened with the greater participation of women. It is very important role. Greater participation of women in any institution, the innovations are well spread into the growth state. For inclusion of women in science and technology endeavor and ensuring many leadership positions for them. That is, Kadambani was the first female graduate of the British Empire. That is, he was trained in the Western medicine. He studied medicine at Calcutta Medical College. Then Andani Gopal Joshi, another woman, India, the degree in the Western medicine in 1886. She became the first Indian to study medicine from abroad. And Anna Mani is an Indian physicist and a meteorologist. She was also former Deputy Director General of the Indian Meteorological Department. That is, London, he studied the meteorological instrument and joined in Pune after the returning in India in 1948. She also authored the book on solar radiation data for many services. Then Rajeshwari Chatterjee. microwave engineering and antenna engineering. She received a MS degree in electrical engineering from Michigan University. Dr. Indra Hinduja, well, no, that is her as the first woman as delivered to test tube baby in 1986. She also pioneered the government intra-television transfer gift method to helping the birth of Indian's first gift baby in the year 1988. Kiran Shah, Chairman and Managing Director, Biocoin Limited. She started Biocoin in the year 1978 in the project Return House in Bangalore with a capital of 10,000 rupees. Currently, the net worth of the company is more than $900 million. Biocoin manufactured drugs for cancer, diabetes, and autoimmune diseases. Then Dr. Aditi Pant as a oceanographer. He is the first Indian woman who visited the icy continent, is Antarctica, and was honored with the Antarctica Award with the Sudipya Senkubuja. And then Dr. Aditi completed his MS in Marine Science from the University of Hawaii. The National Chemical Laboratory, Pune, she was placed with the oceanography. The next one personality is a Madhuri Madhu. Is an Indian woman life. It's easier with the strenuous efforts, hard work, skill, and labor that made sweet mixer is a household name with the necessity. The sweet mixer grinder is a well-known popular kitchen devices. We have to use this. And then kitchen helper that would belong chop and minutes a touch button was just a dream of millions of Indian women. Dr. Suman Sahi is the founder of the Ginin campaign in India. She is the voice of the million of the farmer. Then he and turmeric, Dr. believes that the Turkish technology can meet the needs of the humanity. His name is listed in the successful woman pioneer in India. Next one, the Kalpana Chawla is well known, the first Indian American astronaut and the first Indian woman space in 1997. Then in today, the science and technological advances, it is economic and social development to need the woman participation is very important. Gap between North and South widening. It developed in the world to intensify scientific research, application, and commercialization. It is also to develop the women personalities. What we need a critical mass of scientists, engineer, educator, health and agriculture professional, technician covering a wide spectrum of science and technology are needed. Then utilization of talent of women is a very important. That women should not be viewed only from the perspective of the gender equality. It must be understood the full involvement of women in scientific and technological effort is today essential for a rapid economic development and sustainable happiness. So we needed about the key point of in this matter, science and technology are essential for solving global problem. Thus, we have to need the inclusion of the women in scientific technological endeavors. Then many event activities has drawn the attention of the UN bodies, government, NGO, academic and research institution, and many others. Though the coordination and the collaboration with some organizations like TWAS, IASC, and IEP. Then the Fourth World Conference, the Beijing Declaration, the woman described gender equality beautifully is described in an eligible, integral, and indivisible part of all human rights and fundamental. It was declared in the Fourth World Conference of the Women, is attended in 189 countries. It is reflected a new international commitment to the achieve goal of the equality, development, and peace of women globally. Then other international initiatives. The international initiatives is important to the inclusion of the women in any organization. The meeting and the conferences, IAC Advisory Panel on Women for Science, TWAS Committee on Women in Science, College of Agricultural Development at the China Agricultural University, then Agriculture Research Group. Then the 8,000 scientists, technicians, and managers and has established the Gender and Diversity Program of the IAC Advisory Panels. Then UNU IAS produced a report submitted to the revisiting women participation in science and technology. That is the agenda reform the emerging challenges. It has held a conference in 2005, a standing committee of women again with the objective defining of clear goal and the objective for every country to ensure the gender equality. So it is inclusion of women is very important. We have to one thing, that is a three principal theme presented in this report. Academics, advocating and promoting education and career. This is the three important principal things of the women. We have to increase the institutional research and government sectors and NGOs and etc. Then a various set of recommendations. One is a good management practices, advancing women in science and technology career and the grassroots level. The role of the academics outline the immediate action and giving the statement of commitment for academics. So now our Indian government initiative a separate ministry for women and child welfare, a scheme for science and technology for women by DST and DBT, then etc. Many more thing organization. A national task force on women, technology for exclusive biotechnology for women at Chennai. Then we have to one thing, global capacity building, special attention to be need to be get a more women scientists to the leadership position, the major hindrance in increasing the global science and technology capacity. Then it is the science and capacity fully recognized, that is the perseverance, intelligence, talent in good management practices, simple, flexible rule and regulation, more support for higher education of women in science. This we have to give the great opportunity for entrepreneurship development and make money position to the government to be created. There are good array challenges to the women and child care. We have to growth, economic growth based on the science and technology program. We have to monitor about the break of diseases, malnutrition, improving agriculture productivity, and then etc. So certainly the totally human resource needs to be technologically empowered. So gender equality is a very important to inclusion of women in organization. Statistics have been presented in many reports and the trend in the last 2 decades, increasing the number of women joining the science and technology. For example, US in very large number of PhD in biological science, chemistry, mathematics, and other area. In India, about 40% of university position taken by the women in from 2000, now 2022, we have to increasing the reports. A critical issue of in the part of science and technology is leadership worldwide. Then today, the area of the science which interests are most agriculture, food and nutrition, biology, biotechnology, information technology, biomedical science, engineering towards increase. There is a small number of physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Then various organizations, that is All India Council of Technical Education Schemes. In this, STTP could be intends to conduct the faculty and student training through the financial assistance from AST to enable faculty members and students in the field of technical education and to improve the research work, the development of small-scale business for the nation. It is exclusively for the women. Then next one, the National Initiative for the Technical Teachers Training. In order to training the inductee teachers in ACT approved recognition, it has been launched to the training to the inductee teachers. The first phase of the training program of the inductee teacher, it can be conducted in the MOOC mode for the NTT portal. The next one, Vishwesaraya Best Teachers Award given to the AICT on Teachers' Day, 5th September every year at the national level. It is important to given to the female teachers. The next one, the AICT gives the quality improvement program to increase the science, research awareness and the research facilities to the polytechnic and engineering levels also, the monthly stipend and yearly stipends also. The research promotion scheme is given to the RPS. It is a promoting of the research in engineering sciences and innovation in established and newer technologies and to generate the master and doctoral degree annual, that is a funding of the rupees 25 lakhs. The project duration is 3 years. And the professional development scheme. The professional development scheme, it is give the importance of ACT. The age of up to 55, the scheme enables matters faculty to interact the international level conferences, both within outside India, seminar and symposia. Then, and also the distinguished visiting professorship. It is a visiting professor scheme is a promotion of the industry institute, industry research, industry organization and trust also. And then technical book writing and translation. Nowadays, we have to schedule the regional languages. I am very proudly to say about that. In Tamil Nadu, I am one of the author of engineering physics reviewer. We have to release 2 books. One is engineering mechanics, another is engineering physics. I am the reviewer of these 2 books given by the opportunity from AICT and the great financial support to the distinguished faculty, writers and translators. And research collaborative work, it is given to the, mainly it is given to the female faculty under this, that is METAX Globic Link, the GRI scheme. A scheme to foster cross-border partnership focused on creating a platform that opened the path for collaborative research work in Canada and India to a wider pool of girl students and also in talent in India. Next one is the Swanath Scholarship Scheme. They're different from one of the, that is an orphan, either or both and parent are died due to COVID-19, wars of armed forces. It is a financial support for per annum of the girl. Next one, it is important, the Leelavati Award, only special for the women candidate. Then ACE Leelavati Award, it's based on the theme Women Empowerment. This year, we have to apply for this. I am the name of Dr. Anasiya is applied to the ACE Leelavati Award from the eligibility form ACE approved institution and remarkable intervention for the cause and the impact showcases. Then next one is a doctoral fellowship. Doctoral fellowship to providing research fellowship to want the seek admission to the PhD in ACT approval institution. Then next one is especially for the Pragati scholarship. It is only for girl students. Scholarship contingency is awarded to the meritorious girls taking admission into ACT approval. That is a minimum 10,000 scholarship is given. Then 50,000 rupees, 50,000 incidents are given. Next one is a Smart India Hackathon. Smart India Hackathon from 2017, it was 36 hours non-stop competition. It is given the mainly participation of women, girl students and college students and school students also participating in these funding schemes. And the DST had to related technology development related scheme and long-term core support, technological advancement for rural area and addressing the social needs and science and technology for women and tribal empowerment. And women scientist scheme also, that is scheme ABC, consolidation of the university research for innovation and excellence in women universities. And then DST schemes of also, it is very important to note that mobility scheme, because of we have to relocate of other institution, especially if we design DST addressing relocation issue of women scientists, then Indo-US fellowship for in women STEM to provide opportunity to Indian women scientists, engineer, technologists to undertake international collaborative research in premier institution in USA to enhance their research capacities and capabilities. So the fellowship of the term science and technology, engineering, mathematics, and science and etc. Then another one, the organization National Commission for Women, SERB, CSIR, UGC, ICMR. Now we have to very important to give us the TNSCST. Then International Science and Technology Cooperation. The International Cooperation Division of DST has the responsibility. It's a concluding and implementing science and technology innovation. Then agreement between with the India and the other country. It has to be providing the interventions of science and technology aspect in international forum. Then Indian missions on abroad, SNT Council at Germany, Japan, Russia, USA, stakeholder in scientific, technology, academic institution, concerned governmental agencies, the international support of India. Then SNT for socio-economic program, National Council for Science and Technology Communication, Science for Equity, Empowerment and Development, National Science and Technology Entrepreneurial Development Board, State Science and Technology Program, and Patent Facilitation Program. Then women visibility in this very role, important role. Academics all over the world, being the global professional bodies, must lead the way for welcoming women scientists and engineers. They should include gender issues on the agenda. Therefore, we have to increase the women participation and visibility, sponsoring the research and evaluation process, where academics are uniquely placed to lead in the shape of the scientific workforce. The science community can only change the elite set the example. So, engaging women as a partner in science and technology global capacity. We have to understand and take the account in the multiple role of women. We have to provide and suitable support system to reduce the drudgery and strain are important. Then to consider the health, food and nutrition, networking among us to women institution, that is scientists and technology, NGO, international bodies. Pay attention to the implication of the research. Then establish a committee to address the gender issues and poverty issues, education, health, improvement and decision making. And we have to increase the number of women scientists in the nomination pool for the membership prizes and awards to give the visibility of the women scientist. So we have to take task ahead and agenda for the action. We have to increase the number of scholarship, incentive awards to be instituted. This starts to be performed by teachers, professors, and research guides. And networking linkages, creating the knowledge center, give them the leadership and the decision making in position wherever possible. But special efforts are needed for this. So when a man is educated, an individual is educated. When a woman is educated, a family and a country are educated. Mahatma Gandhi. I am very proud of in science and technology, Tamil Nadu Council of Science and Technology giving this opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your elaborate presentation on the various schemes and other avenues available for development of women in science and technology. Thank you very much. Now it is my pleasant duty to offer vote of thanks for this meeting. We would like to thank first of all Dr. Anasiya, Director, Educational Multimedia Research Center, Anna University, and also Professor of Center for Biotechnology for the keynote address on
Sir, you are muted. Sir, you are muted.
Yes, madam. Thank you. We would like to thank Dr. Anurada Dhanasekaran, Director, Educational Multimedia Research Center, Anna University, Chennai, for her keynote address on women in SNT and SNT for women. Madam elaborately focused on many issues and shared a thought on various points for development of science and technology, particularly for women, and how women can be enabled to achieve careers successfully in science and technology subjects. We would like to thank Dr. Nyanamani, Principal Scientist, Biological Materials Laboratory, CLRI, Chennai, for her special address, particularly the activities carried out by the CLRI on the collagen and the related biomaterials development, how it can be useful for various applications, and how women scientists are involved and developed, and how she personally is promoting the development of women scientists. We would like to thank Dr. Ms. Shanti Sridhar, Director, Platform Engineering, for her invaluable address on the role of women in ICT industry. She has been hand-holding many projects and pioneers in development of this ICT industry, particularly the services related to ICT, and her thoughts are very useful. We are very happy to have you, madam, and we are thankful to Dr. P.B. Haradi from PSCR Krishnamal College for Women for highlighting the activities being done for the college for imparting skills in biotechnology so that women are empowered. And we would like to thank Dr. Bharati from Dr. Mahalingam College of Engineering Technology, Pollachi, for her presentation on empowering women, particularly for by importing skills in engineering. We would like to finally thank Dr. Anasiya for her elaborate presentation on various schemes and other avenues available for making a list of schemes available for the development of women in science and technology through various agencies. We would like to thank all the participants who have participated in this event by spending their valuable time. We would like to thank our colleagues in the Department of Science and Technology, Dr. Devapriya Datta, Advisor, Dr. Rashmi Sharma, Scientist F, and Dr. Ravikant Prajapati, the scientist from DST. All our thanks are due to all the other officials and member secretaries and officers and other personnel from other state councils for science and technology who have participated in this meeting. I would like to thank finally our own people, including our member secretary, office staff, and all those who are involved in this, in making this meeting a successful one. Thank you very much. Thanks one and all.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Dr. Mahima, I want to thank our member secretary sir, Ramanan sir and Ramasamy sir. So this is a wonderful session, so which will motivate all the women and girl students. Thank you and thank you sir.
Welcome, madam. Welcome. I think now we will be sending the feedback form, and I request all the participants to give their valuable feedback, so that if there is anything to be improved, and they can also suggest some improvements and give their assessment of this program, how useful it is and all that. On submission of this form, you will be getting an auto generation of e-certificate.
To all, I think and wind up.